feel like Alice in Wonderland. Someone's gonna pay for this.
Welcome to one of the longer missions of the game. I hope you haven't gotten too used to missions that are around 15 minutes long or shorter, because this one's about twice as long as the ones that came before. Now let's grab some stuff from the leaves and these flowers and ignore the fact that they're about as firm as rocks. And before anyone asks, these flowers can't be set on fire even if you spend several minutes trying with a flamethrower. Great, a tank right off the bat, and all we've got is a grenade launcher. And let's not forget the worrying amount of infantry nearby. Ladies and gentlemen, the kid gloves are officially off as of this mission of the game. Sure, the earlier missions weren't anything you could sleep through, but the average difficulty of each mission has risen. Of course. What was I thinking, trying to shoot so close to a weird-looking patch of grass? Now, let's take down the tank. Certainly easier than I expected. I know we should be moving southward, but since we're going to be rescuing a guy named Thick, I'd rather clear out absolutely every enemy on the map we can before we reach him. The last thing we need is to lose the mission because the guy we're supposed to rescue goes wandering off on his own. The fact that we gained more ammo along the way is just an added bonus. Tempting to grab the medkit, but I'd rather save it for later. Ah, hell, and there's apparently gonna be a few minefields in this mission as well. Thick better not walk into any of those. Nice try, but I've learned to pay attention to the minimap this far into the game. I'm actually a little confused though. How can the Sarge detect the enemy when he gets close? Not that I'm complaining. It certainly helps when the bastards are setting up ambushes, but still, kinda makes me wonder. Now, if you'll excuse me, since we know where another medkit is, let's grab the one we saw earlier. I know, it would have been faster to either grab this one before we went ahead, or to grab one close to where we were, but I'd rather not be left in horrible shape and the only medkit left on the map is a ridiculous distance away. This is pretty much the only bit of caution you can exercise in the game. Most of the rest depends on luck. A luck like when the enemy notices you, how accurate they are, how well our auto-aim works in that particular moment, what they're armed with, and how iffy the hitboxes for various bits of terrain are. You know, this music kind of makes me think of building a base or digging a trench rather than charging through enemy lines. It's not that it's a bad piece of music, it just doesn't fit what we're doing in this mission.
Mines.
Great, Nant. Ah! God damn it! Of all the times for the enemy to get lucky. Both of them are too far away for the auto-aim to kick in. Bloody hell, I'm not entirely sure how we managed to survive that. Now, let's grab some ammo and health from the minefield. Certainly plenty of bazookas around here. Also plenty of dead green troops. I'm a little curious about the thing at their feet though, because those aren't the poses of someone whose legs are melting under them. We'll probably get a good enough explanation later in the game. For now, Let's just keep grabbing weapons and finally get that medkit before we get killed.
Good to go.
Okay, I really wish they'd be more consistent with when these bastards see us. It's not like these guys are carrying sniper rifles. So why is it that some of these guys with regular rifles start shooting us before we're even close enough for their guns to consistently hit us? And others don't until we're right on top of them. It's almost more annoying than when they pull cheap tricks. Speaking of, I haven't seen them pull anything actually cheap in a while now. It's like they've decided to fight fair after we've already killed hundreds of them, despite them doing crap like suddenly appearing right behind us, or next to us. Certainly strange on the part of the game designers. They make the missions almost easier, but longer. Yeah, since there aren't any checkpoints in this kind of game, that means that you're gonna get tired in an unexpectedly long mission and get killed by some bad luck. You're starting the entire thing from the top. Let me tell you, the more time you put into finishing a mission, the less likely you're not gonna take it personally when you have to start it all over again. I don't know what's more impressive, the fact that the Sarge can get a solid grip on a ledge after falling for a bit, or that he can jump so high. Plenty of basketball players would love to jump like that, and I certainly know if I tried to grab a ledge that sharp while falling, my fingers would file for divorce. Now, in this mission, I'm not entirely sure if you absolutely need to grab so many of these weapons all over the place. Sure, the rifle ammo, the sniper rifle ammo, the bazooka shots are all very appreciated, but I have to admit, I don't tend to use the grenade launchers, or grenades, period, unless I have no other choice, and I don't remember the last time I used mortars. And I can't think of any circumstance where I'd want to use a shotgun, machine gun, or flamethrower instead of a rifle. Having options may be nice, but the game really didn't need this many different kinds of weapons, especially when most of the enemies we face go down pretty fast. Sure, bugs have been introduced in this mission, and they certainly can take more of a beating than these tan grunts, but they move so slowly that it's hard to consider them a threat, especially since they have such generous hitboxes. In the PlayStation 1 version of this game, however, they are significantly faster. The auto-aim doesn't always register them, even when they're chewing your legs off. Manually aiming at them might let you hit them if you got the right spot in your crosshairs, but even getting a tank in your crosshairs can be a tough job with the crappy aiming system on the PlayStation 1.
Party time. Party time.
Great, our first patrolling helicopter of the game. They go down in a single bazooka shot. They have this strange tendency to start shooting at a certain distance regardless if it's making it. Really, it's dangerous if these bastards crash on top of us after we kill them. Okay, where did he come from? He couldn't have come from the chopper. The damn thing ceased to exist the moment it fell on something solid and erupted in a poorly done fireball. Okay, I could have sworn we cleared this side of the map. A few random troops spawn because we're taking so long to move? Ugh. Regardless of why a few new grunts popped up over here, this feels as good a time as any to move deeper into enemy territory. We've certainly got enough firepower to deal with anything that comes our way right now. Though considering how much of the map we've yet to explore, there's still plenty of enemies between us and our objective. Seems to be a lone infantryman to our right. While we could ignore him and move forward, it just wouldn't feel right. The hell? Okay. Does that still count as our kill? Dear God, was it with these guys and shooting even from ridiculous distances? Sure, shooting from a secure position technically makes you more accurate than running and gunning, but getting close to your target also lets you be more accurate. And when the various shots go in weird directions the further they go, I kind of have the feeling that only sniper rifles have, well, rifling around here. A machine gunner, a shotgunner, and someone who's yet to notice us when his two buddies are firing wildly in our general direction. Yeah. The enemy's awareness really bounces from always knowing where you are to being painfully oblivious. Still, even as unpredictable as they can be, we're ripping through their lines without too much trouble. The hell? When did these guys start charging at us? Hell, why did they charge at us when so many of their buddies just stand their ground and take potshots at us regardless of how likely they are to hit us? Never mind. Let's just move on. We've already spent more than enough time in the northern half of this map anyway. In hindsight, I could have just taken the most direct route to Thick without spending so much time grabbing ammo and the like. Still, I wouldn't be surprised if there are a few more tanks and helicopters between us and Thick. You gotta be kidding me. The bugs don't register on the minimap? Now that I think about it, why is it that only enemy grunts show up on the minimap? Why not tanks and helicopters too? I would have thought that those would be easier to detect. And considering all the cheap tricks the enemy tries to pull, the early detection doesn't always work, or is unhelpful even when it does. I mean, it certainly would have been helpful to know beforehand that these bastards hiding in foliage that we can't shoot through have flamethrowers, and there's no way we can avoid getting in their range. Seriously, if you're gonna bother giving early warnings, make sure we can do something about it. As is, all we can do right now is retreat and get another medkit. I think I remember one near the blocks. There we are.
Good to go.
Hopefully this time we'll be able to get by those flamethrowers without melting. And as a side note, last time I checked, grass had a lower burning temperature than plastic. And again, I'm still not entirely sure what kind of plastic everyone around here is made of. And there might be a few legitimate factors that are preventing the grass from catching fire. Well, we got him once at least. I don't know if I should consider this awesome or ridiculous. All I know for sure is that flamethrowers have a shorter range than it looks, and the enemy doesn't know the range on those things any more than I do. That is just hilariously premature to start trying to burn us. And hopefully, this is it for the cheap tricks that this mission tries to pull. Though I somehow doubt it. Everything looks clear here so far. No bugs, no infantry, no tanks or helicopters. In fact, it looks like a pretty good point to break this mission in half. Wonder how many more missions in this game will be long enough to warrant dividing it into separate parts. Wait, hold on, I should probably finish these guys off before stopping this clip. But 2 bazookas! God damn it, I know I was expecting some more cheap tricks, but couldn't we have had some more time between them? Ugh. Time to get another medkit. Considering how close we are to Thick, this should do.